All right, going live. Going live. How long does it take? Oh, you're live. Great. Okay. Hi. I don't know what this is. My first live video. I have to do something. I just have to do something. Okay? So, I've got this feeling in my chest and in my gut and in my head. All three brains. All three brains, which make up the whole mind. The whole mind, right? So we're not talking about, there's no distinction, this dichotomy that people keep making between the heart and the mind. Hey, dude, I'm making a live video. How's breakfast?
Cool. Guess Centrex isn't working.
Not really working.
Yeah, it says there's no one coming in and there's no one leaving. And that there's no one in the hostel.
Oh, well, that one's definitely not right.
Yeah.
I think David was on the phone with someone about it yesterday.
Okay, cool.
So there might be something.
It's not my brain going, oh, I've just been locked out.
No, I think there might be something wrong with it.
Okay, cool. It's chilly out.
Interesting.
We are confined into our nice little warm area where our fans are keeping it rotating, so it seems like it's still warm in here.
It's chilly out?
But once you go outside, you go, maybe I should wear something.
Let's turn the fan down a little bit.
bit warmer. It's what happened to me as I walked out.
Interesting. Yeah, so I don't really know what this is. Like I said, I have to do something. Something to get this creative flow going. Oh yeah, what I was talking about, this dichotomy between the heart and the mind. That's a false dichotomy. The mind is the combination of the head and the heart and the gut and everything else. That's the whole mind. So it's not heart versus mind, it's heart versus head. See, dude? Heart and head together, along with the gut, make up the whole mind, all right? Those are the three brains. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about. This is just flow. This is what happens when I hit record and I talk. I just talk. No, you're good. So, the issue that I've been having recently is that creator who doesn't create anything. I mean, I make music every now and again, and I write sometimes, and I do little visual art stuff, but it hasn't become my lifestyle. It hasn't become me. Right now I'm working at a hostel on Nantucket Island, Massachusetts. It's cool. It was a godsend when I found this hostel 2 years ago over the summer. And I was able to do a work exchange position where I did all the laundry in exchange for a bed in the dorm. This year, though, I'm actually employed. It's got its ups and downs, pros and cons, of course. I'm feeling, though, a little stale here. I mean, I could totally do videos on the hostel life and all the issues I have with guests and all of the happy moments I have with guests and what it's like to work at a hostel. Sure, that would be fun. Maybe that would be a good coping mechanism for getting through the really down days. And I've got some nice digs. There's no bathroom in here, but that's fine. There's a bathroom that way, and there's a bathroom that way. And I set up my whole place. I got my little corner over there. All my magical items. You can't really see it because I'm not using a good camera. I'll use a good camera next time. Although I don't know if it matters because the Wi-Fi in this concrete box is not very good. So yeah, I have to do something. And this is that something. Just starting, tapping the tree to let the sap flow, or turning the faucet on the massive dam. Imagine like a tiny sink faucet connected to a whole dammed reservoir. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So let me talk a little bit about what Devin's Den is. I'll say something in the chat. No one's here, but that's fine. I'm here. You are here. Whoever you are. I don't know you. Maybe I do. So yeah, Devin's Den is me, Devin, holding a space of creative flow wherever I am. So Devin's Den isn't necessarily a physical place. It's wherever I am, wherever I'm making a video. And it's also the YouTube channel. It's been through many iterations. Last year, a little over a year ago, I wanted Devin's Den to be a place where I read books and talk about them. So it wouldn't be audiobooks, it would be Devin reading books and talking about the books. I made a few videos about the Kybalion, which is a tiny book about Hermetic philosophy, which I really like. I love it. It's helped me a lot. And then a little while ago, some months ago, I recorded some podcasts of me reading the ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So I started reading the first story in that. And then I was like, well, Devin's Den. Devin's Den could be a podcast. And it could start as a podcast and then maybe turn into a YouTube thing. And I said sort of the same stuff in the podcast. Devin's Den has been through many iterations, and now it's a podcast, and I never uploaded them. Didn't do anything with them. Oh yeah, that was around Thanksgiving. That was around Thanksgiving in November. So now, this is it. This is going to be the first video in my channel. I made my channel art all cool, and made my avatar all cool, little black and white. DD for Devin's Den. Yeah. And so what can you expect to find in Devin's Den? Well, you can expect to find me reading books about stuff and talking about them for sure, and expressing my thoughts and whatnot. And maybe if people are talking in the comments, I will address those comments. You can expect stuff like this, me just talking, me just being Devin. Usually my Devin's Den videos would start with, "Hi, welcome to Devin's Den. I am Devin, at least for now. And today, in this video, we're going to talk about blah, blah, blah. Whatever." As far as the flavor of the content, or the tone of the content, or the kind of space I am holding here, tough to say. Because it could be anything, really. It's just my vibration, my the frequency that I've been cultivating over the course of my life. Sometimes more unconsciously, sometimes more consciously. Recently, more consciously, especially over the past 7 years. Oh, I've got some stories to tell about the last 7 years. Wow. Yeah. Usually, content will be, if we're using these ratings, for the most part, PG, humorous. I like to use humor. I don't know any jokes really, but I'm more of like a situational comedy type of person. I like to use facial expressions a lot. Um, so humorous, yes. Humor, philosophy, sort of deep philosophical thought, conversation, discussion. Well, I guess monologuing, unless I'm responding to someone, about the nature of reality and consciousness and awareness and the mind and all that stuff. I meditate. I'm a hypnotherapist. I practice qigong. I do mindfulness training. So there might be some of all of that in Devin's Den. It's really just going to be a whole bunch of stuff, all centered around my vibration, which, for the most part, I believe is a healing one and playful one, silly, healing, playful, silly, kind content to YouTube. I will have created, established content. Right now, this is a live video because I'm using a 2010 MacBook Pro, which doesn't really have the computing power anymore. Well, it does. It's just an excuse. I don't really want to do much video editing because when I start editing things, my perfectionist comes out. It might be a facet of the artist archetype. You know what I mean? It's not just always obsessively, compulsively perfectionist. I've dealt with that a little bit in the past, and I think I've kind of toned it down. At least, I think. I think the perfectionist is a facet of the artist archetype. You know, the artist who wants everything to be just this way because it must be just this way because that's how I'm supposed to express this particular thing that I'm trying to express through this particular form. It's a part of the artist. So if you're an artist and a perfectionist, don't worry about it. Just like go easy on yourself, okay? Just take a deep breath and go easy on yourself. Yeah, I mean, I'm using this old webcam. I'm using the mic on the laptop. I have a better webcam and a better mic that I'm going to hook up for the next video, but I just needed to do something today. I don't even know if this is recording. I don't know if the mic is working. I set it to record through this mic. Oh yeah, speaking of this, I might also do some ASMR videos. People have told me that I have a really good voice for ASMR. Also a really good voice for hypnotherapy, which is why I'm a hypnotherapist. One reason why. Anyway, sorry if I got a little too close for comfort there. So everything I already mentioned, plus maybe ASMR, plus some reviews of food, stuff, just me talking, sharing my vibration, maybe some guests on the show, inviting some guests and doing some interviews on Devin's Den. Just whatever I want to do, really. Because I know that when I do what I want to do, and I express myself in the way that I feel most authentic, other people benefit. That is the beauty of selfishness. That is the balanced, selfish aspect. Because everything is selfish. Everything is totally selfish. The whole thing, the whole everything is one thing, right? It's one thing which is made of many things. So this one thing must be selfish. It must take care of itself. It must observe itself. It's all that is. It is the everything, right? We're not talking theology here, we're talking logic. There is the all that is. That is everything which there is no more of. Because if there were something more of it, then it wouldn't be the all it is, right? Now I'm getting into Hermetic philosophy a little bit. And we are all a part of the all. I'm a part of the all. You are a part of the all. We are just reflections of each other, combining to make up this one unique experience, which is, to use this forsaken three-letter word, God experiencing itself. I like to use the word God for myself because I know what I'm talking about when I say God. You don't know what I'm talking about when I say God. Is he talking about the Christian God, the Muslim God, the Hindu gods, the Greek gods? What gods are you talking about? Are you talking about ancient aliens? Are you talking about and how are you imagining God? Is God totally separate from this world? Is it a he? Is it a she? Is it a god or goddess? Is it, did God make this world and then totally step outside of it? Is God controlling everything like a puppet master? Is God the world itself? Are you a pantheist or a pantheist? Monotheist? I don't know. So that's why I don't really like to use the word God, um, unless I know what someone is feeling, thinking, right? Unless I know their perspective and their worldview. So then I can skillfully use the word God to conjure up in them those feelings that they have associated with God, hopefully good ones, because really it's just a reflection of ourselves, right? We are the God, we are gods. Not in the way of, being the ultimate beings on this planet or in the universe, in the same way that our cells are us and also compose us. We are cells to the great all, or whatever. I don't even know how I got to started talking on this. How did I start talking about this? I don't know. I don't know how I started talking about this. That's what happens when I just talk to a camera, or maybe to someone who's listening. Um, I guess I don't want this video to be, it's already 17 and a half minutes long. I don't want this video to be too long. I don't even know if anyone's going to watch this video. I don't really care. It's mostly just for me. Really. It's all for me. Everything. In the same way it's for you. It's all for you. What do you want? What do you want out of this? Out of this thing called life? What are you here for? Imagine just for a moment that you weren't just cast randomly into this life, into this world by two people who decided to fuck and have a child. All right? They're not so PG. I said mostly PG. I said this is mostly PG. Maybe like a minute of R-rated stuff or PG-13. And profanity shouldn't be whatever. We can get into what should or should not be PG, PG-13, or R-rated stuff later on. And the confines and oppression of human sexuality in Western culture. So what do you want? What do you want? Seriously. Like, really ask yourself, what the fuck do you want out of life? What are you doing here? What are you doing with your life? I'm talking to myself right now, pretty much. What the fuck am I doing? I'm working at a hostel. It's cool. It's a lifestyle. It works for some people. And I like being nice to people. Well, maybe not. Sometimes. I got this quote from an old dragon, like a real dragon, Eastern Chinese dragons, not the Western ones. The Western ones are kind of babies compared to the Eastern ones who have been around for eons. I am not kind. I am water. What does water do? It flows. It flows, it takes the path of least resistance. And something I've been learning recently is like, I don't have to be kind to be benevolent. I am benevolent. I am for the good of everyone. Maybe, maybe not. Typically, I like to be. Healing is what I want to offer. Healing and peace. And I do that through music, largely. I do that through holding space for people so they can express what needs to be expressed. I'm a healer. Artist, healer, and magician in benevolent service of the cosmos. That's what my business card says, anyway. So I don't have to be kind, and that's something that this hostile position is really teaching me because I'm in a position of slight authority over guests, right? Not because I want to be, but that's just because how it is. It is how it is. Hey, can I bring a glass of water up to the dorm? No, you can't, because we don't allow that. So I have to be the messenger who says, no, you can't. And I actually am in a position to tell people what they can and can't do or how they should do this, that. And sometimes I don't have to be kind.